All right. Is everything working? Looks like everything is working. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry, I was trying to take care of a few things. I can't run my fan during the stream. It gets cold down here. It's starting to get cold in Seattle, so we are lighting a candle to keep it warm, not catch anything on fire, but I'm going to put it on my side table here. But that'll give us some light and some warmth while we work, and it's not super noisy. Let's see. We have a few things to do today. I kind of want to try to play with texture. Oh, I wish this chair wasn't so squeaky. I kind of want to play with texture and maybe play with some stamps. Maybe do a little bit of lino cut, or linoleum, and just kind of play around with a few of those things. I got a lot of things out today to experiment with and kind of test. I have so many art supplies. I do so much research and then I never paint because I just don't want to ruin something. But I guess that's kind of why you have to keep painting, because you have to practice and practice and practice. But it's hard to practice with terrible supplies. So usually I buy good stuff, but I just don't have time to use it. So this is kind of me getting to use a lot of my supplies, which is nice. What are we going to do? Okay, next what we're going to do though is I'm going to show you a video that I did last year, because every year I make cards. So the reason why we're kind of going over lino cut is because our linoleum cutting, so making stamps like these, and this is Pinky, so I might finish Pinky. That's like the plan. The problem I have with Pinky, I think, is he might I think I messed him up. I think I chopped out his eyes on purpose, but I think I messed him up somewhere, so I will find that eventually. But making stamps so you can make prints and make prints for cards. Now I hope I can find this video. I did look earlier and it was, one of them was there, and I don't know which one, but every year for Christmas I make cards, so I have videos of me making cards, and we can check those out. And we'll start there, and then we'll get into kind of the process of making a card and some other things. So let me jump over into my, hold on, I need this to stop squeaking. So I need to sit lower. Fine, I'll sit lower. Oh. Everything in my life is low. Okay, let's jump over to to YouTube. So I'm going to jump over to the desktop and we're going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to go to subscriptions, and look, I'm subscribed to Mr. Beast. Isn't that fun? He makes good, his content's not great, but it's so interesting how much stuff he's building. It blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, wow, you got so many people together to do that. I'm going to go here to, where is it? There it is, Creative Imagination. This is my other channel. This is the art channel where all the, basically all the art videos live. I spent a year during COVID making videos for our students at home. So there's a bunch of art videos on this channel. This is kind of I don't have any, just very clean. The students can look at this. You can look at Muscovy ducks or my goat or all sorts of things. He's not my goat. He's my son. I haven't seen him in a long time, actually. Who's got the time to do things? Anyways, my friend has the Fairbanks farm, so you can watch videos of the pigs and the piglets. It's very PG, but that's not what we're trying to look for, and I'm hoping it's on here. Oh yeah, they are. So these are the thank you cards I did this last year. But that's not really the set of thank you cards I wanted to look at now. That's okay. We'll use that one. Where is that video? Okay. Maybe we'll just have to make one. We'll make a new video. Anyways, we're going to watch this video real quick first. And sorry, I can't full screen it. I can make it as big as I can. Because if I full screen it, it's not going to... Well, that's great. Started in the middle. Where? Oh, I know where the other video is. So this is kind of a how-to video as well. Basically transferring the original drawing, and this year I decided to do an octopus, and cut it out. I've done so much artwork, it's insane. I never do anything with it. Oh man, that's so loud probably. That's probably not loud for you guys. At least I'm watching my own videos on YouTube like a narcissist. But after Christmas, I make thank you cards. So I laid the first stencil, but then I needed a cutout for the octopus because I wanted every octopus to be different for everyone's thank you card, which labor of love. Because I cleaned out that airbrush a million times. Million times. I gave them all different spots and like, oh my gosh. The second layer was easier because I kind of could use some of the colors that were left over to do the next one and do the next one and go back. So I didn't have to clean out the airbrush as many times. This was such a painful adventure. I don't want that to be too loud. It might be too loud on mic. I apologize if it is. And then I needed the inverse stencil to do the rest. I don't know how many I made. I think I made 8. Oh, with some good old golden. It works for airbrush. Oh, and then they go for print. I messed one up. No, I didn't, did I? Yeah, I did. I had so few of them. I make one extra than the gifts that I got just in case I mess one up. And because they go through so many processes, it's... So I should have flipped this over, but that would have been wrong. This is actually how you have to print them. But it was nice lining up, using that little guide to line up, and I'll show you that guide when we go into cutting things, and it's actually quite helpful. This was long after. I messed one up. There, I messed it up. Oh, I just kept going. and the ink started to dry. I should have refreshed, but they weren't perfect. So I went back in and touched them up. I don't like Speedball ink, just so we know, and we're going to use Speedball ink today too, so we'll go through a lot of stuff. I don't want to make cards this year. I made cool cards last year. I gave everyone a personalized card with their name on it. It was crazy. But I had just gotten my Cricut, so that was more of the idea for that. That was a good video. Not even everybody that I gave a card to liked it though. Look how many, 7 likes. I put the skateboard back up, which we might be coming full circle and working with the skateboard today. Anyways, so that's that. Whoa, hey guys. These are the Try Guys. I don't know how I feel about them. Anyways, back to the webcam. So, we're going to do... Oh, someone didn't turn on the camera today, did he? That's not the sound it usually makes. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. So we're back at the studio. I got the mouse. I'm going to move it over actually because I do have a side desk today. Oh man, we don't have a me. Do we need a me? I don't know. They say it's helpful when they have a you. I don't know if it's necessary. I'm okay being on screen though. Nope. Nope. Yep. Oh, chat's up too. Good. Sorry, I didn't know that one was down. This one's down. Canon. I can put the webcam up. But usually not necessary. What just happened? I got one of those things called a text message? What? So hold on, I need to get this stream. Okay, sorry. I totally spaced out. I needed to send that text message to my friend because he's going to help me with put a piece in my car, so I really need to get that done. Anyways, things that have been happening this week. Yeah, lots of things. I got to do a little bit of maintenance. Let's go over and jump into the studio. We're going to jump back into the studio. We're going to look at some supplies. Now, did I get everything but paper? I got everything but paper. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab one more sheet because I kind of want to test the black paper too. I've never tested the black paper as of yet. So we'll do some tests. Tests. Oh, okay. Tests, paper, good. Oh, let's not go over that. Okay, so we have back in the day, before when I just needed cards, I used to buy white envelopes and cards, and these aren't cheap. These are actually kind of pricey, but if you don't make a lot of cards, they're kind of a quick fix to a problem. Oh my gosh, I know the crinkling. Don't let it crinkle. Yeah, okay. Just making sure that that's terrible. Sorry guys. So when I used to buy cards, these are good sized cards, especially if you're going to be doing like a cut on linoleum. There's two types too. I'll show you both types when we get into that. And we'll just work from there really. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, sorry, I feel like totally got a sidebar by my friend because I know what I need to tell him, but I'll take care of that in a second. So this is the paper that I used to use, kind of pricey, but what's really nice about it is it comes with the envelopes as well. So you get both. You get the envelope. Oh, I do have a thank you card in there. I'm going to carefully, I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid. Sorry, guys. These are good because they come with that envelope. Oh, I actually had 2 extra. That's how few people I have to give thank you cards to. So these I actually made. I think I ruined one, or one I wasn't happy enough with. Maybe it was too boring. This one was too dark. Just in case I have to give a thank you card out. I could always make more of these, but boy, do they take a lot of work. The man hours. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not that cool to take that much time, right? Like, generate something on AI in a couple seconds that you can stare at for like hours. Okay. So you can use that, or here we have a paper selection. Most of the time, like when you're kids, you use paper that's, printer paper. And this we're actually going to just do, we're going to work on just seeing what the paper does when we fold it. Because there's a couple ways to do this. Having a scoring tool is really nice. I do have a scoring tool, which came on my paper cutter, really, which is really nice. Let me get that real quick. Scoring tool keys. I just saw it. It's the black one. And I don't think you can score. Where did my cutter go? Oh, I have a new table over here, so it's covering my usual stock. Okay, so let me show you. Let's move a few things that may be useful in the future, but I have a feeling we're going to get into too many strange things today, and we're not going to get anything done. But let's first do a paper test and see what cards are the best, or what kind of paper is the best to make cardstock out of, actually, because I don't think the thickest cardstock is the best, depending on what you're trying to do. Here we go. So this is a Cricut. It came with my Cricut. It's not the truest cutter. I mean, it'll get the job done, but okay. So here's my scoring tool, and I can just fit my scoring tool. Sorry, I'll show it to you in a second. This process is going to take a little bit more than I actually thought because I'm going to get a test envelope. Okay. Test envelope. So we have a test envelope. This is the smaller R30 test envelope. This is the R30 envelope size. It's 4.5 inches by 6.25. And then the folded dimensions are 9 by 6.25. So you double it. Okay. So we're going to make one for this, and we're going to make them with every kind of paper. The dark envelopes I have left over are from my sticker company, and I think if you send things in dark envelopes with white writing, the post office seems to have a harder time delivering things, so we don't send them out in those dark of packages. Plus, they're kind of bleak. Like, who wants to get a black envelope in the mail? Like a black letter? Okay, maybe they shouldn't. You might need one for a thank you for a wedding, something classy. I don't know, but they don't work for my application. All right, so 9 inches by 6.5. 9 inches. Oh, and that's another problem. Printer paper doesn't even cut. This won't cut printer paper. Let's just put that there and put it in stone. I did not go too fast. And this is just, so use scissors. Or you're gonna have to do it like scissors. And that ruined my printer paper. So I'd already have to get a new piece of paper. Okay, let's try to do better with the other side. Because we're not gonna redo it. So 6.5, 6.25, 6.25. And I always do it a little shy. Okay, slowly. Slowly. Don't rip, don't rip. Okay. That one's okay. The first one, 2 fishes. Now hopefully if I fold this in half, I'll have a card. I can't score this. If I couldn't cut it, I don't think I can score this. And I don't think you need to. It's another thing. You gotta be able to fold straight. No one's gonna want a bunch of cards that are not folded correctly. Okay. Like, thanks for the card. Who folded this? Okay, well, that's besides the point. We're gonna try to keep going. Trash pile. This is the good pile. All right. This piece of paper is our 80-pound Amazon paper. So this is 80-pound ceramic white Amazon paper. Just the cheapest stuff I could find because I got the time, I don't got the money. So 6.25 by 9. So we're gonna do exact size. We're gonna slide it all the way up to the top. Maybe it'd be, I think it's better to cut up because then but you might bunch the paper. I don't know. If you know in the comments, let me know. I can cut this one straight through though. This paper does. As we know, I've cut a lot of paper. This is what I usually draw on because I was trying to get rid of it. I didn't have any use for it for a long time, and now that we have the print shop, I do sometimes print on cardstock. does take a bit of ink. I wish I could do the math, but I can't. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me zoom in. Let's zoom in. This is like a big Cricut plug, but I'm not trying to like plug them. But like, just saying. It's nice having a ruler here. It's nice having the ruler here. This pops out. Oh. This pops out, you know, so you have a ruler there. It makes it easy to cut things, and it's pretty portable. Anyways, so we get down to the functionality of this. You can take this up and pop this out, and you have your blade. Usually I don't do it that way because that's just not the way you should do it. So what I'll do to replace the blade is I'll put that down first, and then I'll put this on top, and I'll just lightly press down just so that it like locks in a little bit. Oh, I did a terrible job of that. My Lego skills are getting bad. Okay, there you go. Just so it locks in a little bit, and then you can go down from the bottom and then push it all the way in. And you should be fine. I don't think the blade even hits the bottom. The reason why this one's the scoring one is because it doesn't actually touch. So this needs to be scored at 4.5. So we're going to go to 4.5, and we're going to score it. Alright. And it just, all the scoring tool does is it puts like the finest you can't see it, the finest little dent in it. Now, I can't tell which way is better to fold. I believe it's better to fold like with because the scored part pushes down in the middle, so the part that's down I put it on the inside because it's a little bit uglier. It's not as clean of a fold, but I messed this one up because I pushed down. I forgot I wasn't cutting, and I accidentally cut this one. But here you have this card. It's a much nicer card. It feels better compared to, you know, using printer paper. And printer paper is fine. If that's what you have and you're sending a card, you're already winning because no one sends cards anymore. So people like getting cards. It's a nice thing. I should send more cards. I don't have time to send cards like that. Maybe I should just send cards to viewers constantly. That's all I'll do. Just do a card, send it. That's easy. Eventually I'll find what I need to be doing on this channel, but for now we will continue to experiment. Okay, 80-pound paper. Let's post-it that one. I forgot how to spell real quick. Okay, so we got the 80-pound paper. We got the printer paper, which we know what that's like. Here's the 120 now. This stuff is... This stuff is really thick. I can zoom you guys back out. I bought this and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Actually, we were going to make poster prints for people for like motivational posters. We actually have a motivational poster somewhere in the house and on our Etsy store somewhere on all crazy things that are made. But this is the 120-pound paper, and it is really thick. You could fold. You'll see. We'll make the thing. All right. So first of all, I got to switch the blades because I did the cut blade, and now I'm going to use this one. Put that back in there. Put it down. Just barely get it in, and then you tighten it down. All right. 9 inches this way. Okay, I know what we're doing. And because I make so many things and transition from like making video to this, and this, sometimes it's hard. 6.5, right? 6.25. Sometimes it's hard to focus on how everything works. Like once I go back into cutting, just cutting the stamp, when we get into cutting the stamp for this, it's going to be a whole new learning curve. Okay, cool. We're gonna get a lot of things done today, and I didn't mean to. What's funny is the stream makes me do so much artwork, which is fine. That's what I want to be doing. I just have to film it now. I had to film it anyways. But this is just easier to, I mean, I wish it was a better edit. Like, I wish the film was a little bit better, but I could figure out how to do that. So, and this is 4 and 4.5. Right there. And I put the scoring tool in already. There's just a lot of little steps. A lot of little steps. So there we go. We have the line. It doesn't cut it through at all. This one I might even have to fold it better. Okay. My problem with this paper is it's so thick that it's too thick. And I'm trying to figure out what this paper would be good for, really. I mean, it's a sturdy card. You can could probably put oh man. It's structurally sound. Hold on. Yeah, it's sturdy. That's the whole thing of expo markers and paintbrushes and stuff. This card would hurt another card if it got in a fight. Alright, so then we'll mark this one down as our 120 pound. Okay. Now we have the black, and I think this one's 110. This one's a little bit less dense than I think this one, but still on that level of rigidity. You know, you got a lot to play with. I haven't cut this on my Cricut. Maybe I'll try to do a demonstration on how all these cut on a Cricut and different pressure settings. Who knows? Who knows what will come next? But I have to work with all these things all day long, so may as well share the knowledge and see if there's a community of people trying to learn the same thing. All right. That's that. Okay, the cutting blade in. We got 9 inches on the block. Swing. I didn't cut any of these the same. I should put a marking, I should do neon markings on, oh, sorry guys, what are we watching? Did I bump that with my elbow? Oh, sorry. Why are you even watching the two Try Guys? They're getting free publicity. That's not right. Stop. I'll put you back over here. We're gonna give anyone publicity. You can watch this channel. Right? Okay. Just in case it pops back over and no one's here to tell me. Just in case. Alright, next. We are going to score it at 4.5. I might be totally wrong. You might want to bend it the other way. We can do it for an experiment. So we're going to do it the opposite way than I did all the other ones, with the score side on the inside. That could be right. Who knows? Someone knows. Someone out there knows. Or either has that or has some fictional answer of why they think it should be one way or the other. Because really, nothing matters. Like nothing. Make it however you want. Do whatever you want, because that's the way you did it. That's what you wanted to do. Is that what life's all about? Who knows? Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit organized before we jump into the next step, because the next step is going to be a mess, and we don't even have that much to do. Ooh. So I need to put this one back into its little case. The biggest fear I have is losing these, because they're so small. Okay. I don't think I have the label for that one. I think it's either 100 pound or 110 pound paper for the black. I can't remember. It's not very dark black, which is my big qualm with it. The black is kind of gray. But like, I guess how black can you get paper? Should get that black paint that everyone raves about. I should make the clearest black paint ever. We're going to call it a 100 to 110 pound paper, because we don't know. Okay, that one's going to go inside there. Next on the list, things to do. What was I going to say? Oh, so we're going to get into a little bit of the linoleum cutting. There's two types of linoleum. There's this type, which is, if you look at like this, where you can buy a square. I probably have some squares in here. I'll get them now. Hold on, let me shift a few things over. And I need to grab this block anyways, because this is a new block. Like I said, I have a lot of art supplies, but I don't get a lot done. And here's an old stamp. There's Beaker. So let's move these off. We don't need these right now. I'm gonna put those at the top of my desk. We're gonna put our paper over here. I'm gonna put this over here for now. We're just gonna really talk about these things. So this is what a stamp looks like after it's been printed. This one should have been cleaned. This one is dirty. You can rinse them off. Doesn't hurt them at all. They're made of like rubber, linoleum, so you're just going to really just wash them off. I did not clean this one, it doesn't look like. It's probably in the times before I knew about cleaning off my linoleum. But usually you'll get it in sheets. You can go buy it at the art store. It comes in sheets. It's hard to do really, really detailed work on, but you can. I'm just not good at it. So those who are really good at things, not me, can do things like that. I'm not good like at doing stuff. But like this one's pretty not intricate. I made these for the outro of Money Makes Monsters a long time ago, but These were hard to actually get the effect when I stamped them down to like splatter. Yeah. Anyways, just a small little piece of film. Lots of things have to come together. And then I had to build these things where, because I needed a stamping tool, so I took a ruler and I cut it in half. And I used the ruler and I glued this on here. And this was the stamp. It no longer sticks because linoleum doesn't really stick to anything, so you wouldn't use it for this application. I used a bunch of hot glue. It still didn't stick. Like, this is sticky and it doesn't stick. So not really used for this application. These are me. Oh. What's going on? You okay? I was having a problem. I don't know why. I've never heard that happen before. Okay, anyways. So you have your stamp application. Wouldn't use it for this again. Every one of those that I made, they fell off and did not work. I should just throw all those away because they're just taking up room. Oh, here's a large chunk. So this is what a brand new piece looks like. It's going to be thick. It's going to be beveled usually on one edge, but it's a thick piece of linoleum. Okay. Next we have this type, which is the wood block linoleum, which has a really hard linoleum top on it. If you can see it, it's actually here. Maybe it'll show if you can see, there's a little line of linoleum on that side, right? Sorry, I need to get it closer to my hands. Nope. Yeah, there's a little bit of linoleum on that side. And that's kind of what you're going to carve into. I haven't had great success with these. These are pretty hard. I think you need a different set of tools to actually do this type of carving because it is so dense. It's like a wood plate. You almost have to carve it. Where this is like kind of easier for beginners, but still kind of dangerous. So let's talk about that. Okay. Types of linoleum, what you can do with it, what you can't. Don't try to make your own stamps out of it. Here, I think I do have one that I finished, and it's a Donald Trump, but I messed up his eye, so he looked like the sloth, which was good in itself. I mean, I kind of was just trying to make some funny stickers, but it didn't work out for me. These are actually a good size to make the postal flyer stickers, the mailer stickers. Anyways, fun facts. Let's get back to Pinky. Here we have Pinky. There's Pinky. Pinky needs to be cut out, so we're going to cut him out, and we're going to use a couple tools. Now, I have this little nifty tool. I bought it a while ago. It's a speedball all-in-one. And if you take care of it, you'll have all your pieces. And hopefully, I have all my pieces. I may not. I may not. But we're going to do a little demonstration. I'm going to cut some linoleum, and we'll talk about some of these pieces that we have here. Let's drop them all out on the table. We have this blade, which is like our cutting and slicing. I think it's because all my lights are lower. There we go. This is like the cutting and slicing blade. You can use this one like a scalpel, and you can take big chunks out from the side and kind of cut finer detail, but you have to be real careful with this one. See if you can see that one again. Oh, nope. Maybe not. So that's a good blade to use. And then you have blades of varying thicknesses. And these will like depend on like how much you want to cut out. And if you can see at the end, these are really hard to show. But if you can see at the end, they're shaped like a V. They're in a V shape. I think I'll hold them down here. And you cut with this end. This is the end that you push through the linoleum. This one's so big it's almost the same size as the outlet that we're going to be sticking this into. So we have a couple big ones. This one's bigger than the outlet we're sticking it into. So this is going to be our biggest one. And these are labeled. I think they're like A1, A2, A3, A4. Then we have our medium one, our thick one, medium one, and then our fine one. And we usually want to do most of our fine work first, so you want to go around your shape. And for this one, I've already transferred Pinky over. We're just going to be finishing this up so we can get to a couple prints before 9:30, hopefully. That's going to be our plan. So we're going to finish up Pinky, but to do that, we're going to need a couple things. First off, I'm going to use a board. Just making sure nothing. So I'm going to use a board. First, you guys don't need to use a board. I just put that into my finger. You don't have to use a board. I need to use a board to show you because the edge of my desk isn't where this is. So I'm going to use another surface. We're going to put, this is not a good surface. I need to find, it may be a good surface though. Let me try something. Maybe I just need to, the reason, there's just too much writing on this, which is just going to bother me. Okay, I fixed that. Oops, sorry. Lots of noises. Okay, I'm using, plus it needed to be a little bit higher, this lip. So you can buy one of these. They're not super expensive. And they save you a lot of hassle. Or you can bend one out of a street sign, do whatever you need to. But basically, this is the shape of this product. Pretty simple. Sometimes I wish it was the other way so we would catch things rolling off the drafting desk, but that will never happen. So just to film this, I needed to move it up so where you guys could see it. I'm going to have to move the webcam back. Oh, now you're looking at the ground. Okay, I'm going to move the webcam back. Sorry guys, you're way back there. But I want to be able to show you kind of the process of this. So here's our cutting block. It's secure. This is, I have a piece of wood. This would usually be the edge of your desk, right? So you're the edge of your desk here, which is going to be solid to push on. Mine's not solid, so I'm pushing on it and holding it. Which is not what you want to be doing. You want to be doing this on a solid piece, because if you're holding on to it like this and you're using the tool like this, there's a good likelihood you're going to puncture yourself in the arm, and then you could bleed out. And if you are an artist and you don't have people around you, you know, who's going to save you? No, that's dark. But that's true. So don't hurt yourself when you're by yourself. It's not a good idea. Anyways, we're not going to hurt ourselves. We are just going to show you how this works. So you take your linoleum and you can push it up against this. This makes it really nice to cut things out. Now I'm about to make an entire mess out of my room, which I hope you guys appreciate it because it's going to be some work. I feel like I've already done all the outlining. There's some outlining that needs to go into his leg, I think. I think that's where I got stuck. So I'm going to zoom you a little bit more so you can see. So there is some blue paint, which makes it a little bit hard to visualize. But I think what happened was this foot in here needs to be... It needs to be black though, doesn't it? No, he's white. It needs to be white. But that's going to be hard to cut out. Okay, I'll do it. And it'll test my skills of what I know about this art form, which is not very much. I've practiced it like 3 times. No, I've practiced it a few times. So you take the tool and you'll unscrew the tool. Ugh, I hate these things. Can't ever remember. It needs to go in between. Come on. Unscrew the tool more then. Okay. That's enough, I think. But nope. It's been a while, sorry guys. There we go. You want to get your tools set up correctly though. Uh-oh. I feel like something's wrong. Okay. Does it fit on the outside or the inside? Well, if it's like that, not very well though. And I'm afraid to take it apart to figure out what actually makes it tick. Oh, because that might happen. Okay, well, now we can figure out together. So there's a spindle in the middle. What size is this? Is this for the outside? No. Is it for... Then it must fit in between here, right? But then that... Okay. I guess that makes sense. Oh no. But like, not that dramatic, right? Sorry guys, learning something new every day here. Hi Kylie. Every day. There we go. Now I know what's going on. It is a little bit weird, but you can get the blade far in there, or you can pull it out a little bit, depending on how you're feeling about the curve. I just want it to be out a little bit. There we go. So I like it just out just a little bit, so there's a little bit more curve. And we're going to come in here and we're going to take out the rest of Pinky's leg, hopefully. I'm going to perform some surgery. I know it's quite small. Is there directions? Directions to what? Oh, to the knife? No. Those have gone away long ago. So I'm going to come around on the inside of his leg. It's going to be difficult. but necessary. And then this one needs to go this way. And I'm really just trying to cut right along the line. Although maybe I shouldn't, but I think he needs some. So I'm going to turn it again. I'm going to cut this way. Always cutting away from myself. Never cutting towards myself. What's nice is you can push against this thing here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I did too much there. I'm gonna have to use this because it's too fine of a space. Although the medium tool will pull it up. See, that was almost a bad idea. And you're really just trying to get it just below the sideline. Now, I'm going to pop this one out. I'm going to grab my medium one. And you can see it comes down to like a sharper V when you look at it. You can tell these are old because they're all rusty. And there we go, that side. There we go. And I'm going to just try to remove a little bit more. I was like, I think I'm going to have my best look coming in this way. So here we go, we're going to cut this out. We have most of his legs and stuff cut out. That might have messed up his foot, but that's okay too. Okay, so good. Now that I've gotten his leg in there, I have that little piece right there that can go there. You're going to want to use your bigger piece, your bigger cutting tips to do the outside, and that's where we're going to go next, because the whole outside will need to be removed if we're going to do a stamp. Most people like to leave the edge, because once you leave the edge, you have something to press your paper on. And you'll see why it's important. Is this not the biggest one? This is not the biggest one. I was like, why is this not? The big one clears some space. It's great. Sorry. All right. So we're gonna finish this. You just go around. Careful where you put your hands. You don't want to put this into the side of your hand. If it does this to like, it easily cuts this rubber. Like it's having no problem cutting it. And these are old tools. So I try not to get my hands anywhere near the front of these. Because just the thought of stabbing myself in the side of the hand is like terrible. Just thinking about it. See, like even now I'm like, nope. Plus when you turn it, you can get like a little bit better of an angle. And we're gonna go down this way, go down the front of him. Oh, it's a little bit harder than I thought. I'm gonna just corner this up. So that's what's really nice about this tool too, so you can like turn it and it does stay. Let's see, it doesn't move too much on other surfaces, I guess, but it's still nice to have the stability of like having a block to put this against. I don't actually have anything else that I use this tool for, so it's kind of a weird thing to have. But like safety. Okay, so don't get sidetracked. Continue on your path and make sure. I got sidetracked and didn't do this years ago. I didn't even finish that sentence. Oh my goodness. This isn't going to be my Christmas card by any means this year, or my thank you cards. This is just something fun that I'm doing to finish up an old project. But how many, what time is it? It is, we got 21 minutes. Let's do it. We're at least going to get one print done. I know it's hopeful. It's very hopeful. Not at this rate. I'm going to cut this way. And I'm going to cut it again this way. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because if I cut it deep, every cut that I make up to that one going upwards will basically fall off. Like it'll fall off that little edge and I'll hit the rim, or I'll try not to. Like my goal would be not to hit the edge. But like I said, cut it deeper, and then when you get to the end, it'll just hopefully clear out. Okay, so you know, there we go. You're always gonna, it's never gonna be smooth, so don't get too OCD about that. I always try not to, but I always do. It's always gonna look kind of like have valleys because it has valleys, and you're cutting with something that is a V shape, so it's never gonna be flat unless you're a pro. Okay, so now we're going to finish cutting the rest of this out. And again, I'm going to try to cut pretty deep on these ones. I don't really want the stamp here. This will have to continue to be white. I'm making that turn. It's a little tricky, and there's a little piece there that I wanted to get. There we go. I'm going to turn it this way to get this one out. Uh-oh. No, I think I'm good. I think that needs to all go. Sometimes it's helpful to like hit it with marker or, you know, do like a light coloring over it so you know what's still there. But sometimes that just makes a mess and then you have to wait for it to dry. So you really want to kind of just be good at it. Just be good at it. It would be nice to just be good at it. Oh, I remember I cut off his little leg part there and it made me mad. So I quit. Because it's kind of important that it's there. It like makes his leg look like a leg. I accidentally castrated poor Pinky. Oh, sorry guys, I'm cutting too low. I need to cut higher. Alright, here we go. Let's finish off this part. We're gonna do broad cuts all the way down. Just trying to really get rid of that top layer. This is a messy task though, let me tell you. If you're gonna do this thing with your kids, don't do it with your kids. Your teenagers, your young adults living in the house, it's gonna be messy. This should really only be done in a classroom or professionally, or like if you're gonna do it with lots of people, because there's just so much mess and it gets everywhere. And I really like to keep my workspace clean, so it's kind of a bummer when it's not. But only having to stream, or only streaming art once a week, is quite nice. Although I didn't get to too much art this week. Should probably sacrifice the Call of Duty stream for the art stream, but not gonna lie, the art stream has more or the Call of Duty stream has more viewers. That's where I get most of my viewers. I don't think anyone watches the art stream. We're coming through, and you're gonna be like, this thing looks terrible, and you're probably right. It probably is gonna look terrible. This is gonna look terrible. I can see my lines that I cut when I was a wee lad. They look the same as the ones that I'm cutting now, so I haven't gotten a whole lot better. Just need more practice. Probably get good at it. Maybe. Who knows? I feel like if anyone practices something for a little bit, they can get good at it. If you do something for 6 hours straight, will you get good at it? I have so many guys on YouTube doing that right now. 100 hours. I'll learn 50 things in 50 days. good. Oh man, this whole thing is so rough. I don't think I had any clue what I was doing when I made this first one. So if it's terrible, it's gonna be terrible. That's all we can do. But it shouldn't be too bad. We should probably get something decent out of this. Just gonna clean up just a little bit here. Which looks like I made more of a mess, but I was kind of trying to chop down some of those mountainscapes. Careful for Pinky. Don't start going crazy and forgetting what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes you get like really involved in like cleaning something out and you're like, oh, I actually needed that. Man, his nose looks great though. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this little section too. And we need to get to printing because it's 9:18. Wow, that today went by fast. It's because I did a lot of talking. When I used to teach classes in Thailand, pretty much we would talk a lot for our first class. Our first class would be all talking. It's like lecture. I'd set up the task for the next week or what we would be working on, and then we would work on it. The next class would just be support, and we would work on, you know, creativity and following directions mainly. My big thing with, it's kind of funny because everyone would be like, that's unfair. But the big thing is following directions. I think as an artist, you really want to like do your own thing, and I think that's like a lot of the point of even calling yourself an artist is because like, oh, I do my own thing. I paint what I want. This is who I am. And I just like making stuff. I don't know if I'm an artist, but if I have the chance, I'll make something. Like tonight, I'm sitting here making this, even though there's no point or reason. Okay, great. We're looking actually pretty decent here, other than how chopped up this old corner was. We can throw away some of that. Just getting some depth here. Trying to take out the tops of these, because these will get into your print if they're here. So you do need to clean out like the little straggly pieces. And you can go over it the other way if you want, but that leaves a lot of mess. And you know, I'm not the guy who likes a lot of mess. So I think that's good. I think we're good to go. We're going to try a print. It might not work. It might work. Okay. Cool. I did a half process video. That was much smarter than doing a full process video, because sometimes when we do the full video it takes too long. I'm actually going to take this and shake it off real quick. Ooh. No good. No bueno. Going to have to vacuum my floor. Gonna have to vacuum my floor. Okay. So, this tool right here, again, comes in handy for the actual printing of your card as well. So let me show you how that works. And this is actually the other cool part about the card. Oh man, I need 2 more things. Sorry guys, hold on, give me a second. Look, I'll even like put on the okay, perfect. We're gonna go all the way back out. Okay, good. So here's what's happening. I got one of these things. This is called a brayer, I believe. I might be wrong, like I usually am, but this is called a brayer. This is what I use to apply ink. Oh. I'm sitting on my sweater and it's choking me. This is what we're going to use to apply ink. I have a really cheap piece of, I don't even know what type of board this is. It's like a plasticine type board. It's not foam board, but it's not plastic. I don't know what it is, but I've had it for a long time and I use it for this process only. Anyway, so we have this, right? And we have our platform here, which is where we're going to put our ink, and we're going to get it onto our brayer. And we're going to use our brayer to make our stamp. Where did Pinky go? Boom, Pinky, right there, right? So everything's good. Stage is set. I'll even stage set better a little bit. It might be hard to do like this, but we're going to do it anyways. So hopefully you've printed Pinky in a good place. But if you haven't, and you're like, okay, well, I want to put Pinky on my card and I want him to be like, you're like, well, I want him to be in the middle, right? Like, so this one, I would want him to be in the middle. I can either cut a piece of this linoleum, if I have extra, and make a block that fits in there, that's like just the right size so it stays there. Or I can also grab a piece of tape, note where Pinky is, right? So if I wanted Pinky there, and I know he's about here, and here's my card, and I want it right there, I'm going to note where this needs to be just in case it moves. This is just in case it moves. Now it shouldn't move on you at all. But if it does, it does. Now in spirit, we're going to try to do Pinky in pink. I bought this Speedball ink from a Hobby Lobby on sale. I do not like Speedball ink. Speedball ink is super chalky. The paint textile ink, do not like it. I use it a lot. I don't like it. I don't feel like it's, I think you need to seal it or something. It's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Speedball things, but let's not get into that. We're going to try out the pink. I have some faith. All right, so here we go. We got hot pink, Speedball ink. This is hot pink block printing ink. So we're going to use a little bit of pink. And that's good because we're going to do a few prints today. And I don't know if this ink needs to be stirred or if it's super old. Like most things I own. Whoa. This is like, yeah, this is normal. See, the hardest thing is to get your roller to actually spin on this because it just wants to slide. So I'm using like light friction, trying to get it thinner and trying to get the roller to roll. That's what I want to happen. Okay, good. Now we're cooking with ink. So we're going to take Pinky, and sometimes when you're doing this, like I said, this is maybe why you want to move this up, and you want to just roll over him. Right? So give him a nice rolling. Uh-oh. Oh no. So Pinky has a nice rolling. Great. I think that works. So because I totally messed that up, let me go grab paper towel. I don't have any paper towels, but I do have. I go hunting in the closet. I do have some TP. I just need a little bit. I just gotta pull that pink off. And you don't really want your ink to dry that long. Okay, anyways. So down there. There's probably a better way to do this, trust me. I'm not the best. So your card, depending on which way you want your card to open, you want it to be on the front. It opens like this. I've already got pink ink on this. It needs to be on the front. Yes. Okay, and then I'm going to line my paper up with the bottom because I know that's where that needs to be. I'm going to line it up. And you can use like a flat surface, like a candle lid, or if you have another brayer, you could use that. And you can just kind of lightly roll that on there. And this is what's going to give you your print. Make sure you get it to stick. Make sure you press evenly. Sometimes more is not better. So, just so we know. And there we have Pinky. Right? The no eye zombie version on the copy paper. Now this is the thinnest paper. This is super thin. He's not super straight, but there you got Pinky. Right? Cool. All right, we're going to continue on and test our papers. So Pinky number 1. There we go. We're going to zoom out a little bit. Don't need to be on the inside of the inside. And it gives me a little bit more room to kind of work. Okay. Numero 2. Numero dos. Numero dos. And again, like I don't want to touch this roller to the end there, so I'm going to go this way over this. Giving a light touch. And if you want, you'll be able to see where the pink is getting in your high spots, and you can come back in with your tool and kind of trim that out. But you got to be, you got to really get it and not get other pieces of this stuff stuck into the ink like that. Then you'll have something that doesn't print. And now it's leaked over onto the edge. So it's not always a good idea to try to trim that stuff. You might want to stop and rinse everything off and restart. But we're not doing that because we don't got the time. Alright, quick print. We're going to just drop it down. What are we going to use? Our next type of paper is our 80-pound paper. And we're going to print it on the front. And we'll line it up with this little black thing. And it's lined up okay with my tape. I'm going to press it down. And you can also put more markers like where the actual paper should go here on this side. And then you can get a really nice print, but I'm not I'm not in the business of doing really nice prints today. Okay, there's another one. It's a little bit more, it's wider. It's definitely thickened up a little bit. We're getting a deeper print, which you may want or you may not. And I don't actually know why that's happening. Maybe I shouldn't do it as many times. I'm going to just do it one time next time. So again, reapply ink. And these are easier style print cards to do. Get the ink off the mat. And when it's thin, it dries really quickly, so you're going to be wanting to do a lot of these pretty fast. Line it up there. Get our next card, which is the 120 pound paper. Set that down. I'm just going to do it once, all the way down, firm, and back. Just on that edge. Okay. We're going to peel this one up. Okay, and then we have another pinky. Feels a little bit better on this paper. And the print doesn't look as blown out. We're getting some like wide edges. I just don't know why that is. That looks like a bleed, but it's not. And maybe that's just the nature of the print. All right. Next, we're going to do, where are we at? Last but not least, we're going to try this, which is our black. I want to see what the hot pink looks like on our black. So here we go. We're going to give it the juice. We're going to maybe, now I need to give it a lot of ink. For the white ones, I should have given it less ink. But I think I'm giving it too much ink, and it's rebelling basically. It's saying, well, once you squish me, of course I'm going to be everywhere because you put a ton of ink on me. Like, oh, touche. So maybe less ink to get a better detailed print, probably. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. Huh. Neon effect, right? That was an easy neon effect by accident. It's a neon light of Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. Alright guys, well, that was fun. Conclusion that the black came out really cool. I really like the black look. Looks neat. So, I don't know. I didn't think the black was going to come out that cool, and it actually did. So that's pretty cool. It came out and gave us like a really neon look to it, which, because the edges are thicker and they're brighter, which is kind of the opposite of the neon look. I got a lot of pink ink here still, but I'm not going to be making any of these cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some different techniques. I know we're pushing overtime, OT today, but I got so much ink, I want to just do a single pass and see if it like prints better. Double pass. Okay. And here's our original one. And we don't even have to like line it up. We're just going to play around with it. So there it is. And I'm going to try to use the lid method. Oh, can't use the lid method. The ink is still wet. So roller method. One. And like I said, this ink is really chalky. It's not what I would say better. I shouldn't have used hot pink. Sorry guys, no one can see this. It's not what I would say is better. It is has a little bit finer of detail, but it's not better. Okay. Oh, these are all too wet. All right, well, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that's where it ends because we can't make any more. Unfortunately, we can, but we'll have to use more supplies. Surprise! Supplies? I can make half sheets, bookmarks. But this is not going to work because there's no way for me to push it down on a half sheet. It's too many passes. That's exactly what I wanted to get over. Wonder what's going to happen here. Oh, we got 2 halves of him. That's actually a pretty good print. Some scrap paper. Just wasting supplies. I gotta go wash all these supplies out. And then, oh no, I don't think these 2 are wide enough. Maybe just barely. Nice. Now I'm just making things for no reason. Sorry guys. This is all 100-pound paper too. Actually, the print's coming out better and better as it gets used. I wonder why that is. But this is probably one of the better prints, all in all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully it's not raining like crazy where you are. It has been raining here, but we have been doing okay. Look, I got a new on the air light when I'm on the air to let everyone know. Anyways, have a good weekend. And the first one probably had too much ink. Yeah, the first one probably did have too much ink. A lot of them probably had too much ink. Like I said, this is an art form I don't practice but once a year, so here's the time I practice it. And we're actually just messing around tonight. Anyways, glad to see everyone again. Thanks for tuning in. I'm logging off because I got some other things to do. My day is not going to stop here. I got to wash out all these things, and then I think I'm going to play a little bit of video games. So everyone have a good Friday, and we'll see you here next week to talk about new stuff and more interesting things, or maybe bridge this over into tessellations, which is really kind of where we're going to head, is how to make a print and then how to take a print into making cool designs using stamps and this technique. Hopefully I can figure out how to do that. All right, anyways, that's it for this one. We'll see you next time. Peace, guys. Oh, I had to look for my mouse because I didn't